Everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday draft scouting series, where today we finally look at an upperclassman. That is linebacker Suntarine Perkins of the Ole Miss Runnin' Rebs, a linebacker that plays on the edge, though I think his NFL future will be inside. We will get some film as we talk through the traits. But before we jump in, make sure you head over, like, subscribe, share this podcast wherever you are listening and watching. Hit those buttons. That YouTube today is going to be huge as we get a little shot of his film while we talk through those traits. Hit those buttons, subscribe, comment, all the things. Head over, follow me on Twitter at RightStepADV is where you can find me. My website, rsafootball.com, where you can check out my background, everything I do for scouts, agents, players, teams, no matter where you're at. If you're in the football world, let's have a conversation, see if we can work together. Make sure you set your reminders. Tomorrow, we have new head coach of the California Golden Bears on the podcast. Tosh Lapoy joins Neil Stratton and I to talk state of that Cal football program, taking over the program, working at Oregon under Dan Lanning, what he learned from Nick Saban, Dan Quinn, and so many more. Really exciting conversation. You'll be ready for football season to start when that one gets going. Last week, we talked with John Spytek, GM of the Las Vegas Raiders. Make sure you head back and listen to that one. And next week, we stay in California and we talk Rams scouting with Taylor Morton. Excited for all of those and where this podcast is continuing to go. If you're a scout or aspiring scout, you've listened in, make sure you'll also head over to thescoutingcommunity.com to check out the resources we have there for you. Make sure you also check out our partners over at bluemaca.com for the insoles that will upgrade every pair of shoes you have. Use code SCOUTING20 at checkout to let them know we sent you. Get a little discount on that order. Those shoes will, for comfort, for purpose, that non-slip insole, maybe it's that plantar fascia support, that arch support, or that turf toe support. BlueMaca.com has you covered in every one of those areas. So head over to BlueMaca.com. So let's get into it today. Let's watch some film. Let's talk about Perkins here as we get his film pulled up. Suntarine Perkins at Ole Miss. Again, a good player wearing jersey. Where'd we go? Jersey number 4. Again, listed at 6'2", 220. Again, you start right off the bat, 6'2", 220. Again, that is obviously not edge defender size at the NFL level, though again, it doesn't always show up. Again, he has good snaps on the edge. He's got some natural rush traits. He's got some natural things he does. But again, not going to be an edge at the next NFL level. Again, you're talking about a 13-game player as a true freshman, started 8 games in 2024, starter throughout 2025, had a lot of eyes on him, a lot of preseason lists, all that kind of stuff, just in case he made that NFL decision. As we pull up the film, these are his 41 solo tackles from 2025 that we'll watch as we talk through them. Again, for inside linebacker, it always goes back to what do we want to see as scouts on the NFL trait standpoint. Again, for those linebackers, we're talking pre-snap. You want to try to see some stuff pre-snap. Again, a lot of times this scouting is done in person. You want to see in the huddle. You want to see in the sideline. You want to see before that camera gets locked in on that full team. You can miss stuff even with all 22 tape. Again, we want to see pre-snap. Or is this guy a leader? Does he get everybody lined up? We want to see run defense and pass defense. Now, how you go about those two things are going to be very different, depending on the style, depending on the size, depending on the length. Are you going to be a stack downhill linebacker? Are you going to be a meet you in the hole, extend my arms, shed you with some power, with some strength? Or am I going to be a speed guy? I'm going to be quick on and off blocks. I'm going to beat you to the point of attack. I'm going to shoulder through, or I'm going to go backdoor. I'm going to use enough speed, use some explosion, use my quickness to beat you. Again, I have drafted, I have seen both sides of these linebackers. So again, there's no one way to do it. Different schemes. Again, 3-4, 4-3, inside Will, Mike, and depending on what system, what we want to draft. Again, be one of these guys that one just flat makes plays. Again, there's going to be a way to win. There's going to be a time you got to take on a block. There's going to be a time you want to go backdoor, win with speed. Again, Suntarine Perkins can do both. We want to see those kinds of things. Again, he plays with good angles. He plays with good downhill. Again, the strength, I think, is still going to come I think this is a guy who does have a little bit more weight potential. He's going to be big enough and physical enough to operate in the box, but he has enough speed. We see it with some of his pass rush stuff, actually, where the speed to close, the backside speed, this guy's going to be able to run through back doors, chase things down on the edges. That's where he becomes really fun in the run defense, because this guy can get to the point to finish tackles. On the pass defense side, again, the pass rush for this player, because we're going to see a lot of that at Ole Miss. We saw it a lot in 25. We're going to see it in 26. This guy does have some natural pass rush to him. Again, that's added value. That can be bonus that pushes a player like Suntarine Perkins up in the draft a little bit over, again, also very good inside linebackers who just maybe don't have those natural abilities. But again, when you start talking about pass defense, the blitz is one. Is he a blitzer? Is he a rusher? Can he be added to in a NASCAR or a speed front? Or is this guy more of a coverage player? Zone coverage, man coverage. Can he cover tight ends? Is this guy going to cover smaller slot line running backs? Or is this guy just a flat zone defender? Big, long arms, a lot of range, a lot of coverage on the middle of the field, thinking cover two, tamper two, getting down the middle of the field. Again, your pass defense is certainly going to matter. And again, a lot of that is going to go back to pre-snap instincts. What is this guy doing? But again, finding a role. And again, this is where I think this guy is going to be able to answer a lot of those questions. I think this guy does have blitz ability at least a good level, maybe even a very good level for a guy that's going to be lined up as an inside linebacker. But I think this guy has enough fluidity and enough range and ball and awareness to be a very good player in the pass defense. And again, the last thing for linebacker, again, it's going to always be the case. You get to the point of attack, you've got to tackle. What kind of tackler is this? I think he's still learning how to be a knockback hit tackler. I think this guy is a roll tackler. He can be a little bit light in contact. He can dive a little bit, but I think part of that is just his wiry frame at this point. I think this guy's going to continue to add good weight, to fill out, to grow a little bit, but this guy can make the tackles. He takes good angles. He's got the length to be able to grab, to get guys down. I don't think he's going to be a consistently big hitter, a knockdown guy, but this guy's going to finish plays. He's going to be a good player. I think this is a very good athlete. Very good speed, burst, close. I think he needs to clean up his hands. He needs to show he can read from the inside out, and that will be the question the NFL teams have got to try to find the answer on. How comfortable are you taking an inside linebacker who probably is going to have less than 30 true stack alignment plays where he has to read a triangle, where he has to diagnose from inside and really find where he needs to go? That is going to be the question. We've seen Zach Bond do it, again, at a different level, at a special level. We're seeing more and more of these overhang edge players kick back and play inside. How fast and how quickly he can do it is going to be, one of those determining factors. Does he climb up all the way to the middle of the first round? I think he's a second rounder now. That's an initial grade. Let's see where he fills out in the fall, and then the work the teams do during the spring. Understanding the mental aspect is going to be huge for this guy. Again, borderline day one guy, second round grade for me, top starter. I think he's a second rounder, but absolutely has the traits to be a first rounder. We'll see what 2026 looks like. Really excited for Suntarine Perkins to see what he looks like this fall. But what do you think? You agree with me? Do you disagree? Where do you think Suntarine Perkins goes this fall? Let me know. At RightStepADV is where you can find me, where you can let me know those thoughts, where you let me know your draft grade. Again, as we go over here, let's just go ahead and slot him in on that number one overall player. He's the first linebacker I've seen on my board. So again, we'll take a look at that board that we've gotten together as we work through our scouting process and 2027 draft scouting traits. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We get some Golden Bear talk with Cal, new head coach Tosh Lapoy. Keep sending me players. Keep tuning in. Make sure you keep scouting.